All right, public service announcement before this video starts. My cat likes my Beyblade Burst Stadium. It's like her bed. So, yeah, I think snow has blessed my stadium. Hashtag snow. Also, one more quick thing. I got these new lights in. I know this is mainly for the Bakugan fans, but yeah, this is just a little thing before this starts. But got these new lights in for new backdrop. Some of them are missing because I'm going to be getting a few more, but I'm just going to show this off real quick. I did so on Instagram. If you want to, feel free to follow me on my Instagram, but they're touch activated and they come in different colors, and I set them up and such. I've been honestly spending the last like about half hour just setting them up, had to figure out how exactly they worked and such. But yeah, man, just so sick. Like, look at this grid. It's like an actual matrix for Bakugan. And also like the empty spots, or for I'm gonna be getting white cores. So yeah, I'm gonna get white versions of them. So got every color of faction except for Chaos. But yeah, anyways, with that public service announcement being done, let's get into this video, man. So yeah, that matrix setup is going to be just for, Bakugan videos and such. But yeah, well, for Bakugan videos, I have it on, for Beyblade videos and such, it won't be on, but you can see it back there. Obviously, part of the new backdrop. But yeah, anyways, what's going on, guys? It is your boy, Kimbo here. Time for an epic discussion video. So got a new hat, Philly hat, getting hats for everywhere that I visited and such. But yeah, and I visited Philadelphia about a decade ago, actually. So yeah, it was crazy, man. I had a real Philly steak, Philly cheese steak, which it was so good. But anyways, that's besides the point. It's discussion time. So we've got another Beyblade Burst Super King discussion. You guys know how I do it. Usually after an episode review or reaction or such, and some big events happen, and then some obvious things that are gonna be coming, have discussions. So it's definitely that time because we got a lot of news, and I know some people have been waiting for this big time. Like way big time, and the hype's been there, man. But just had to wait for things to be officially announced in order to make this video. But yeah, so first things first, we're going to get into, I guess, I'll put off like some of the news for a little bit later. But we're just gonna get into discussion about the show, and then obviously some other things with it going on. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just bringing some hype for it. But the latest episode for the show being episode number 20. For Beyblade Burst Super King, and it was bonkers. It was just crazy. Actually, it was more crazy than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be wild. It was sort of a given how things are being set up in this most recent episode. Spoilers, spoiler alert. Give you 5 seconds before I say anything if you want to click away. But yeah, there's your warning. But now we're entering the spoiler zone for everybody that's like seen the show and such, or hasn't seen the show, But anyways, this most recent episode, we had Lane versus Ranjiro, man. This was a crazy battle. Variant Lucifer versus Glide Ragnarok happening way down in like some sewer system or such, like way down deep. I don't know if it was like sewer or basement or whatever. Like, yeah, they were underground. And this battle was nuts, man. Ranjiro challenging Lane just being like, you're nothing to me. And then facing Ranjiro and consistently bursting Ragnarok, and then Ranjiro had enough and just put full power into his last launch, ended up hurting his arm. So his arm's like in a sling, don't know if it's broken or what, if he did something to his shoulder, but he injured his arm. And with that battle, Lane took no mercy on Ranjiro. We all saw it. He used his new move, Variant Wall Press, and showed why he's the possible full-out antagonist of this series and how crazy and diabolical his power is. He broke Ragnarok into pieces. He literally shattered it because with Variant Wall Press, he had his hand like out, pushed out, just smiling with his eyes glowing. He's like, and then as soon as he clenched his fist, shattered Ragnarok, dude. I don't know about you guys, but just watching the entire series, seeing everything. From like the first season with Louis showing us some of his power on the accidental break. It was the accidental break of Spriggan to obviously Beyblade Burst God or Evolution with the whole Red Eye crisis kind of, with Red Eye just going on Rampage, a Snake Pit, showing off his power in the Godbladers Cup starting to break bays. And then obviously the whole Dead Phoenix crisis where Phi combined the power of Dead Hades, his brother Hearts of Bay, with Revived Phoenix, and then got Dead Phoenix and started breaking the base of some of the bladers that we love so much, Free and Shu, obviously. And even like the bays before them, like Iga and Laban, and like other bladers and such. But yeah, and Hearts as well. It was crazy, man. And even Apocalypse breaking Dragon as well as Diabolos in the 4th season, and Gwen trying to break Dragon, but was obviously unsuccessful. In the manga, Gwen broke Ashura and damaged Dragon, and that's why he had to use Master, why Drum had to use Master, but in the show, Delta just kind of gave him Master, and it's the combined power of victories. But yeah, man, even more than all those breaks that we've seen, even the ones with Phi with his dead Phoenix, this one felt that much more diabolical, dude. Because he literally pinned it. Like, I know he saw the dead stinger press, like the dead stinger, slash, or, dead cannon crush, whatever you want to call it, Hasbro TT. Same basically move where the base got destroyed. It was wild, and it was intense, but, like, Lane doing this variant wall press felt that much more diabolical, because he literally pushes your bay against the wall, and then just slowly just boom, and then just pops it, and then it explodes. That's diabolical, dude. That's very, very diabolical. And that's probably, I'd say, the most diabolical break that we've seen. Even more so than Phi did with his Phoenix. I'll even say that. And I'm a big fan of Phi. You guys know that. But just how Lane did this was crazy, dude. It's like whoever faces that, if they get caught with Lucifer against the wall, because Lucifer has the barrier, on it, it uses that barrier, one, to push the opponent so they break. We saw that with Ranjiro. But it's going to be where if they get stuck in there, how are they going to get out? That wall pins the bay on both sides, if you guys paid attention to that. On both sides, it pushes into it. So literally, it's trapped against the wall. Even if it tries to skid out and get off on the side, how are you going to escape that with that wall? You're going to have to break it or something like that. It's crazy, man. But obviously, that's the setup for how things are going now, leading into the Legend Festival. Because of that, Ranjiro's unable to participate in it because Ragnar's broken and he's injured. So Hyuga got his spot, which was a great way of honestly introducing him into it. So they set up Hyuga as the ultimate underdog of this cup, of this Legend Festival. For sure. Hyuga has that role, hands down. Hikaru's definitely the kind of wiser, stronger older brother right now. And Hyuga's the big time underdog, but he's still in the category, so that means he's in rank A, the very lowest part of rank A. So yeah, man, that's wild. It's so crazy the way that they set that up. It was awesome, and it gives Lane that much more just holy freaking crap vibes because he's powerful. He was trained by Shu. It's a given. But yeah, now we got the segue into the thing that you guys know I want to talk about and been holding off on a little bit. Everybody, their mom, dad, cat, dog, and pet chicken have been messaging me about this, and I've seen it myself. It's a given, but just had to waste some time on it. That being that we have gotten the reveal for the new Spriggan. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm kind of shocked. But I guess it kind of makes sense because I think we got Chozi Spriggan before we got Chozi. Did we get Chozi Spriggan before we got Chozi Achilles? I think we did. Yeah. In Turbo or Chozi. We got Turbo or Chozi Spriggan introduced before before Chozi Achilles was. And I think Valkyrie, I think Valkyrie was shown off first, then it was Spriggan, and then it was Valkyrie, then it was Spriggan, then it was Achilles, because Achilles got broken. And yeah, they're sticking with that pattern, which it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but at the same time, it's not that much because we did get Spriggan before Achilles in Chozi, the new Achilles anyways. So, yeah, man. But it's called World Spriggan. That is a sick name, man. I feel like some people are like, World? That's kind of underwhelming. World, guys. World. The whole dang planet. The world. Spriggan. And also, world as in all of the Spriggans coming together. Because we've seen it. It's like I said before. We've seen it where all of these bays that have had evolutions throughout the entire duration of Burst. You could see the parts with them big time. All of them being combined into one entity, especially with this season, with Super King. Look at Valkyrie, Brave Valkyrie. Look at Mirage Fafnir, still got Nossing. And, they gave Evolution Dash to Valkyrie. They gave Destroy Dash to Longinus, paying homage. Big time. It's so cool to see it. And they're doing the same thing with Spriggan, man. And I love the way that they're doing this. World Spriggan 2B is the name of the chassis. So Unite Dash is what it comes with. Which, heck, man, that was one of the... It's like, I was thinking, it was either going to be like Zeta Dash or maybe Unite Dash. I honestly thought Unite Dash would be the second one they might pick. And maybe they just go with Zeta Dash again. But TT was like, nah. They stuck with Unite Dash, which not even upset, man, because it pays homage to the very first Spriggan, like Storm Spriggan, you know. Well, like the very first Spriggan, you see like kind of parts with it with the color pattern, but you know, Storm Spriggan, you know, with the Unite Dash paying homage with that, and then also just the overall look of it. So you can rotate it, like you can flip it over. It does have two different rotations. It is left and right, but it has two different modes for it. The right rotation is one mode, the left rotation is one mode. The right rotation, you could see like big time white and red with it, and you could definitely see the vibes of Lord Spriggan with it. You could see the vibes of Spriggan Requiem with it. You can see parts of Spriggan Requiem with it as well as Chozi Spriggan. Really, really cool to see how they did that, man. Really, really awesome. They included it. Like they include all like parts of all the previous bays with these bays, and it's just cool to see how they're doing it with Spriggan. But then they're like, you know what, we're going to give it the Master Diabolos treatment, and we're going to have it where it flips over. You flip the base over, and then it switches the rotation, kind of how Master does. Well, basically what Master does. And it's so cool to see it, man, because the left side, the left rotation for it, you can see the vibes of Legend Spriggan with it. You can see the vibes of like Storm Spriggan with it. And you can still see a little bit of Requiem with it, and also Chozi Spriggan and Lord. It's just so awesome, man. It's so cool. You can see parts of all of them with this new Spriggan. And like I said, having Unite Dash is going to be pretty dang aggressive, because, you know, Unite's pretty decent. I mean, you hard launch it, you know, it's unpredictable, because if it hits the right point of the stadium, it'll circle around, get those attacks in, but also can have the stamina and such, you know, big time balance with it, man. So yeah, like I said, not even upset. Just so awesome to see it. World Spriggan Unite Dash 2B. And I think the 2B chassis does have like kind of a mode switch with it. I think it has like an attack mode and a defense mode, from what like I saw with it, which that'll be really sick. It makes it that much more, you know, diverse, because, you know, they're going for like, because it seems like, you know, in the right rotation, it seems like it's a bit more round with a couple of big contact points, which you can't really see looking right at it. But yeah, man, I think it definitely has some metal in it, and not sure if it has rubber in it. It has the white parts in it, and if that is rubber, that would be freaking sick, but it's not confirmed or anything. Not honestly sure if it does. If it does, that would be sick, because then we'd have like a kind of rubber attacker like how Valkyrie was, and plus like, you know, having the rubber like how Lord had the rubber, and also how Requiem had the rubber, which would be really cool. But time will tell with it. Regardless, I'm really hyped for it. It looks so sick. And with that means that this is the September release. It comes out September. I honestly forgot the day. I think it's like within the first 2 weeks of September it comes out. So, you know, they're gonna chill with releases, because obviously they bombarded us with a lot over the summer. You know, like a freaking lot, dude. Like June, July, August, we got a lot of releases. You know, especially like just July in general, because Lucifer and Uranus and the random booster set, like it's a lot of stuff they put out. TT loves bombarding a bunch of stuff like during the summer, and also going kind of into the winter. But deep in the winter, they put out a lot of stuff too. The times to really look for, anybody who doesn't know this by this point, definitely the summer and the winter. Like the deepest parts of the summer and the winter is when they drop the absolute craziest amount, besides when they first start up a series. And yeah, it's just crazy, dude. So that means like October we'll be getting a random booster, and that leaves only one confirmed character left to come in. That being Igo with his Achilles. But the thing is TT showed a silhouette. I'm pretty sure with like Tempest Dragon, the set, they showed a silhouette of, I think it is the Achilles. You know, I'm not sure if it's Spriggan. It doesn't look like it's Spriggan on there because it has a different shape. But it looks like it's the Achilles on there, and it's kind of the silhouette of it, which is crazy for them to show that off. I wonder if they'll just pull like something crazy and be like, oh yeah, we're dropping Achilles at the very end of September. I don't know if they do that, but like, if not, October is when we're going to get Achilles, and we're also set to get a random booster. So the main thought is that this Achilles might be the prize bay for the random booster, which You know, it's TT, you know, doing what they can to make some extra dinero. But hopefully, the main thing I'm hoping for this booster, they just put in some big time awesome parts with it. Parts that we haven't seen a ton of, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, let's see, like, what are some parts we haven't seen a ton of? Like, maybe some new chats, like more Super King combinations, you know what I mean? Like, imagine they put in a recolor of Rage. Not sure if it's, like, too soon. If they put in, like, you know, recolor of Mirage, like, if they put in, like, Mirage Longinus or something like that, or, like, Mirage Helios, or Rage something else, Rage Diabolos. Not even sure if they put in the Diabolos chip with it, but, you know, just some parts that we haven't seen a ton of, that we've seen recycle a ton, and we got some interesting combos, and also that, like, the prize bay is really, really strong, man. So, yeah, you know, this next Achilles, I think, is going to be really strong. And I'm really thinking that this next Achilles, because they used Extend Plus with Union, I'm totally imagining it having Dimension Dash. Either Dimension Dash or Dimension Metal, which I'm honestly pulling for Dimension Metal. I know some people will be like, why don't you want Dimension Dash, Kimbo? Like, I mean, you know, it's the Dash driver and such. Well, they did Charge Metal. They did a Charge Dash, and they also did a Charge Metal, but they put Charge Metal on Dragon. Just because, like, we have seen Dimension Dash before. And Dimension Metal, if they made a Dimension Metal, it wouldn't wear down as fast. That's the main problem that I have with Dimension. I like Dimension as a driver, big time, and Dimension Dash, but just the rubber wears down so fast that it's like a crazy attack type after a few battles with it, you know? And that's one of the main things that's just like, with me about it anyways. And I'd love to see a Dimension Metal, because that metal, it wouldn't wear down, for one. It would actually make it where the modes are really, really effective. It would give Achilles that much more weight, because if they put like some heavy blades on it and such, like, you know, the sword of Achilles, they put 2 heavy swords on it or something, and then also have like Dimension Metal, where it has some metal added with it and extra weight, and it's up there in weight, like how Dragon is up there in weight. It'll still be really strong, man. It'll be good, because it'll still have that attack and such, you know, because, I mean, it's still a Dimension, and, you know, it would have that defense with all that weight. But, yeah, it's one of the things I really, really want to see big time. Dimension Metal will be cool. If they do put Dimension Dash, so be it. If they put something else, it'll be, a honest, big shock. But, yeah, because the main things we've seen are Extend Plus, and Dimension for Achilles. And that's about it. So, Dimension Dash isn't far-fetched to say, or even Dimension Metal. But, yeah, man, regardless, I'm really hyped for the series. And now just getting into things like thoughts for just the rest of the series with how things have been going. Lane's going on an absolute tear. This next episode, like I said, the Legend Festival starts, and it's a 5-way battle royal. I gotta remember who all's in it. It's Lane, Cisco, Drum, Hikaru, and Louis. Yeah. They're all in it. It's a 5-way battle royal. And I guess Hyuga's kind of gone missing, because it shows in like the preview he got sucked up in a vacuum and sent somewhere. Where he got sent, no clue. Honestly, no clue. But it'll be crazy if he's like sent somewhere and he's doing a battle with a legend. That'll be pretty wild. But I mean, time will tell how it goes. You know, TT loves throwing in some swerves. Like they threw in a swerve with this. It was honestly set up where it was going to be like, oh, Aiga's going to be the next one coming in, which he was the next one to come in the show. But we're getting Spriggan before Achilles, like I said. So yeah, it's technically not wrong. The intro is. But just like, you know, the order of the base. TT loves switching things up and making us really think about things and be like, oh, you thought this was going to happen? Well, it's not. We got big time plot twists for you. And that's what I'm saying with this. Because with this cup, with this Legend Festival, it's going to be nuts. Especially how much they've hyped up Lane. He just broke Ragnarok, you guys. And he did it like without any effort. And that's kind of scary. So I feel like in this next battle, maybe Lane's going to show off his full out, like, crazy, devastating power. The craziest way that he could do this is if, two situations. One, it'll be like all the bladers are facing off. One by one, they go down as such, and it shows their power level. Or 2, Lane just goes in, because there's a scene where Lucifer's in the center, and all 4 of the opponent's bays are attacking Lucifer. If Lane just goes berserk, and he ends up bursting all of them at one time. You want to hype up a crazy strong evil character, that's how you do it. More than even seeing Ranjiro getting his Ragnarok absolutely destroyed. You burst these 4 legendary bladers, well, you know, Hikaru still being A rank, is still being strong. These 4 bladers that are absolutely powerful with one battle, bro. That's how you hype someone up. And then it's a definite feeling of like, they're gonna probably do like what, these battle royals, because then there's like five for each. Who's gonna be in block B? Honestly, is up in the air. You imagine free, so it'll be free. It'll be Vault. Probably Hyuga. Who else could it be? Yeah, free, Vault, Hyuga. I'm honestly just like, I'm like, who else would it be? Who else could they possibly have with it? Do you think they put Aiga and Shu in there both at the same time? I mean, maybe. That would be crazy, dude. That would be really, really wild. But yeah, man, time is gonna tell who's gonna be in block B. But you know, they're gonna be revealing a new Bay with obviously whoever battles in like the next block, and it's gonna be awesome. Probably, if it is Spriggan and Achilles, one of the two is probably gonna be in it. You know, Shu or Aiga, and they'll probably end up winning. I won't be surprised because, you know, Spriggan coming in and Achilles also coming in, they're not going to have them lose right away. So whichever one of those two is going to be in Block B is probably going to be the winner of the Block B Battle Royal. And then I imagine them doing maybe some team battles like 2v2s. And then it's going to narrow down to 1v1s. And when it gets to the 1v1s where it's one-on-one, it's going to get crazy because that's like one Blader's going to be facing off against Lane, you know, one-on-one. And then he's probably going to slowly, whoever he faces, if they lose to Lane, their Bay is going to probably get destroyed. Not just beat, not just bursted, destroyed. Wrecked. Like how Ragnarok was wrecked. You see him using the variant wall press. And it's like he's using whatever he sees his opponents do against them. Like, look at what Louis did. He's literally like the variant wall press. Did nobody pick up on this? I can't be the only one that kind of picked up on this. You know, he had the variant wall. But Louis, when he tried to beat him in that battle, pushed Lucifer against the wall and used the variant wall and just bursted. You know, bursted Longinus, which was wild. But he used Louis' own strategy to make the variant wall press, pinning the Bay that he's facing against the wall, like how Longinus did. That's how much of a genius level Lane is, which is scary because he has this crazy amount of power already, dude. Without facing any of these legends with his variant Lucifer yet. He has this much power. So imagine how devastating this man is going to be in the rest of this season. You know, TT could pull a swerve and be like, oh, Lane's not the big old bad. But I can imagine him getting another Lucifer and actually going on a complete tear because he's like menacing, maniacal, already really, really intimidating right now. So imagine when he actually gets pushed to the point where he starts going absolutely berserk, like how Fi went berserk. You know what I mean? When all these characters, when they started to struggle and such, went to that next level and started going berserk. Like Shu when he was Red Eye. Requiem Project, Shu started breaking bays. And Spriggan was taking a hold of him. Like that. Like how Fi, he had revived Phoenix, but then when he got Dead Phoenix, became that much more maniacal and showed his maniacal side. You know, Arthur with his Apocalypse as it went along, you know? And then you got the Armored Prime Apocalypse. Gwen with Genesis, from Regalia Genesis to Big Bang, and how he was going berserk like that, man. Imagine that with Lane. We get a new Lucifer with him. It's going to be wild, dude. And no matter what this evil Bay is, the very, very end, like the ultimate Bay, hands down, I'm calling it. It's going to be the heaviest Bay in Beyblade burst history. They're going to make it that way. It's going to be absolutely, like, powerful, strong, and it's going to be crazy heavy, man. Whatever the ultimate Bay is, it's probably going to be, like, ban-worthy. They're probably going to be like, yeah, we're banning this from actual tournaments because it's really, really strong. And they're not just going to make it gimmicky. They're going to make it actually really strong because the end of the world Bay, yeah. And Lucifer, yeah, you can imagine, like, Lucifer being that Bay with how it's destroying things now. But like I said, time will tell. And also just for plot, it would make sense if they just bring back some more characters that they've left out, because for just how they built up the plot, this is literally an endgame feel already. Like, you got Lane in this, and who's going to face Lane in 1v1 and honestly really easily beat him with how he just destroyed Ragnarok. There's going to be Bladers that are probably going to hit him so hard with power that the barrier wears away. But then they have to deal with the actual power of Lucifer itself. It's like the barrier is just the first stepping stone. When you face the actual power of Lucifer without that barrier, it's like going, and it's like an evolution to it. We saw it even with the battles I've done. It's performed better without the barrier against right rotation bays than it has with the barrier. which shows it has some serious power, man. It gets stronger even when that barrier goes and shows its raw defense. It's scary to think about. Absolutely terrifying to think about. I don't know if it's just me, but yeah, guys, it's nuts. It's crazy to think about that. And it makes me really nervous because, like I said, some of our favorite characters are going to see their base absolutely crushed and broken. And I don't want to see it, but it's only a given at this point, considering what he just did to Ranjiro. And that was the very first one. So it doesn't matter who goes up against him. If they lose, they're base toast. And that's scary as truck. So, yeah, man. Like I said, there's going to be certain bladers that push him, but yeah. And then I feel like after this Legend Festival, we're going to start getting a real background of Lane. If he does end up winning this festival, which don't know if he's going to, we're definitely going to get a big-time background thing. And then maybe it's like the true evils behind Lane, having this genius level of power, get shown at the end of it. Where we get a character like, say a Theodore, a Theodore, Ashtem coming back, or such, or like an Eval, or like an Arthur, or like just somebody coming back and just being like, oh, we're the ones behind Lane, we're the reason why he's gained so much power, and then these legends have to go to this facility wherever it is, and Lane's at that facility, and they have to work their way up to facing Lane. And it would be wild if it was like some Snake Pit vibes, and it'll be even more wild if it was like Shu being on the end of this too, like Shu being a part of this group going there with all these other bladers and such, and they have like a season 2 setup where like they're going to the Snake Pit, except it's not the Snake Pit, it's a new group or something, and then it's some bladers we've seen in the past, and they come back and they will try to get their payback. Ooh, that'll be wild. That would be a crazy setup. Because like I said, after October, we're in a dark period. We don't know exactly what the heck's coming. They could drop whoever, whatever they want to. Because everything that they've advertised, every blader that they've advertised for this season, legendary blader and such, have been shown up by that point in October when Achilles gets dropped. And like I said, after that, they can break by anyone. Like I said, just Phi, Gwen, and Delta, those three, it would make no sense to plot if they did not have those three come back, because you guys know the legendary battles, the dream battles that could happen with those three being put in the fray. Especially Delta, he hasn't faced off against anybody like Vault, especially like Vault, because Vault was kind of his mentor, facing off against Vault, or Shu, or Free, or Louis, like all these legendary bladers. That's just Delta. Imagine Gwen coming back in the same thing. And then we get Delta versus Gwen in a 1v1. Like, that even being a possible thing. Phi coming back as a part of this, too. Like, all the dream battles. We never got that battle with Phi and Vault in Cho-Z. It never happened. They hyped it up so much, and it never, ever happened. They could fill in, like, some of these dream battles with this. And this is where we're going to start seeing some of these dream battles, is with the Legend Festival. But also bringing some more characters later on, even more dream battles happening. It'd be so sick to see that. Like I said, the big time dream battle that hasn't happened yet, that's been hyped up for the longest time, Louis versus Free at full power. Yes, I know they faced off when Shu had, not Louis versus Free, Shu versus Free. That's what I meant. Shu versus Free. And I know they faced off when Legend Spriggan, it was Legend Spriggan. When Shu had Legend Spriggan before his red eye gimmick, and then he faced off against Free, and Free absolutely whooped him. But now it's on wow, I can't even words. Just think about all this. Even playing field, even level and such. And them facing off, like Mirage Fafnir versus World Spriggan. Come on, you're telling me nobody else wants to see that battle? Nobody wants to see the battle between those two at full power? Especially because, Free was there. Shu was there when Free battled Lane. He was there and he reffed the battle, Definitely want to see that battle. Want to see a bunch of other battles and such. And they could do those battles with the Legend Festival when it comes time for the 1v1s, because there's going to be a lot. Like, how many battles did they do during the God Bladers Cup? It's not far-fetched to say they could do that many battles with 1v1s, during the Legend Festival. Plus, Groups A and Group B, A and B. We saw this during the God Bladers Cup. And then bladers from each group faced off. And then the ones that were the higher ranks faced off at the very end of Group A and Group B. It's crazy, dude. Just how much homage and references and such they're paying with this season. The parts of the bays paying homage to the rest of the previous series. The events even happening. How the breaks and stuff are happening. Paying homage to even those crazy points. And even on a more devastating level with Lane. I told you guys this before, and I'm going to keep on saying it. This is going to be the darkest season in Beyblade Burst history. It's going to get darker and darker and darker and darker and darker and more devastating as it goes along. The ringer, the bell ring for it, began with Ranjiro. Now it's going to start spiraling slowly and slowly, more and more, building more and more, until it's absolutely devastating and we can't ignore it anymore. And we're praying every episode that we watch, because things are going to get that crazy. We don't know who's going to win. With all the other bladers, it's going to be to show off power. But for Lane, and whoever's behind Lane, it's about domination. Absolute domination. No matter what legend, new blader or such shows up and gets in their way. And also, Hyuga and Hikaru better be on guard, because they're the only protagonists that haven't had their bay broken. Yet. Keyword yet. Because I can imagine an evolution for Helios and Hyperion. It's going to be wild, dude. But anyways, I know it's been a half hour talking about stuff. A lot of stuff that needed to be talked about. And I'm really excited, but I'm nervous. I say it a lot. I'm going to keep on saying it, man. Really, really excited, but nervous for things. And yeah, man, also parts they need to bring back, like Iron Dash, Sword Dash, you know, like they need to do. Impact Dash. I've said it before, you know, like Trick Dash. Hey, we got Charge Dash recently, and also Charge Metal. Can't say it's far-fetched for those to happen, you know. Iron Dash, Sword Dash, Trick Dash, Bullet Dash would be really cool to see. Imagine we get the actual, like, Diabolos. They actually have Delta come back in the show, and then he has, like, Bullet again, but it's Bullet Dash. Or Bullet Metal, so the actual, wow, that'll be sick. Bullet Metal, so the actual bullets, like, full-out metal, so when it does come off the bay, it hits like an actual truck, because it has that weight with it. That'll be sick. And plus the weight of it would give it more stamina. That'll be really cool to see, man. But time will tell with things. Like I said, I'm really excited, but I'm nervous. And there's just some characters they really can't skip over. TT's just being too quiet about things. And especially with the season, don't blame them, because they can do as much as they want to after October. Because November, December, January, February, 4 months, they can put out whatever releases they want to, and we don't even know what to be expecting. I'm expecting a Evolved Lucifer in that time period, and or whatever it is. Whatever day comes out then, it's going to be wild. And we're going to get another set, you know, another customized set with like 4 bays and such. We're going to get another one of that. And there's always 2 bays that they drop that are in the show that get put in that set. Could that be where they put the new Phoenix? Or Delta's actual Diabolos in the show? Or an Evolved Genesis? Or if they have Arthur come back and Evolved Apocalypse? I think they could. But time's going to tell, man. Anyways, going to end this off. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content, because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. So yeah, guys, until next time, it is your boy, Kimbo, signing off. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Until then, stay awesome and cool. Shoot, I'm out of here. Just going to end it with this little bonus clip. Just talking about a couple things that I kind of forgot in the video. I already know it's long. This will probably be the only video I put out today. Well, actually, I'll put it out probably at the end of the day, because I feel like it. And probably take a couple days out to just rest and such, because I've been dropping a lot. But anyways, like I said, especially the battles I had with them. Death Diabolos and Abyss Diabolos, they definitely feel like kind of filler bays, you know? Like bays to hold us over for now, like Diabolos wise, and then maybe we actually get a new Diabolos, just cause like World Spriggan has the gimmick that Master had with the flippable base. And you know that TT is trying to pull out all the stops, especially if this is the last season of Beyblade Burst, which I honestly feel it, because it's such an end game level feel. And if they do have another season, it's probably going to be like a time skip, like how Shogun Steel was to Metal Fury, you know, with the Metal Saga. But I definitely see this being the last season. And they're going to pull out all the stops for it because they have to, especially with like these vibes and such. But can't, like I said, they can't skip over like Delta, Phi, or Gwyn, like characters like them, because they're really, really powerful and strong. And you want to make like an evil like Lane that much more intimidating and such. Having him face these bladers that we know are strong, and we've hardly seen lose. Phi only lost to Iga. Delta never lost in a 1v1. In a 1v1, he never lost. Diabolos lost with stamina in that one tag team battle, which Drum and Dragon did win. And Delta hardly lost. He lost with stamina. And Gwyn, in a 1v1, only lost to Drum in that battle. And Drum used Master Dragon to do it, you know? So how can we say that those three are not credible to come back? Like I said, Death and Abyss just definitely feel like placeholder bays, especially like the parts on them and such. They're fun bays for sure, but like strength-wise, it feels like Death and Abyss are kind of like the first Uranus, you know, like in this season. You know what I mean? Like the bays that we see before Delta actually gets his actual bay or actual Diabolos, which might be something like how Master was, maybe flippable base too. But time's gonna tell, you know. Like I said, this is all obviously speculation and such, nothing fully confirmed besides like the bays, like, you know, obviously World Spriggan coming out next, and then we're getting Achilles after that. Don't know exactly what it is at the time of recording this, but you know, like they just can't skip over them. I know I say it a lot, but it would make no sense to plot, guys. Like, why skip over those characters? Because I don't know, to me, whoever's the evil character, they wouldn't seem as evil or as credible as an evil if they don't face these full-out powerful bladers like Phi, Gwyn, and Delta, on top of all the legends that we have seen in the series. You know what I mean? It might just be that way to me, but yeah, man, time's gonna tell how things go. And like I said, regardless, I'm excited, but I'm nervous. This is gonna be wild, man. This season's gonna get extremely dark, darker than we could ever imagine. I know I'm having this go on a little longer, but yeah, I'm scared for what's gonna happen to us, like everybody, especially Free and Shu. Like, their battles with Lane when the time comes are gonna be some of the most devastating in this series, man, and that's gonna really trigger things.